Radio Network. This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind?
Well, it is a little inside baseball here. Friday night, March 31st, 2023, 7:52 p.m. And I am proud to announce that I, Brian Heffron, a.k.a. the Blue Meanie, has survived the Philadelphia water crisis of 2023. I am a proud survivor of the...
Give him a round of applause, guys, gals. Who's got to do it right here?
Round of applause.
We're gonna give a yo cuz to the Delaware River.
Yo cuz.
And a fart noise for those who were affected by the latex. Holy shit, man! Like,
yeah, that was crazy, right,
man? So for the uninitiated, there was a chemical spill of some type of latex material that got into the Delaware River or one of the barges in Bristol, Bucks County. So in Bristol, there's like all kinds of chemical plants and like manufacturing areas.
Bristol's about 20 miles north of Philly for those not from here.
Right. Yeah. So it's like almost upper Bucks County, right? Or lower Bucks County, rather. And
I don't know.
Well, some fucking way it's close to Philly. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. So, they spilled something into the water and then they told us it was drinkable. And then they said it wasn't. And then they said it was. And then they said it wasn't again. And it's just been like a fucking rotating rodeo of trying to decide. Because I work in Philly. That's where my shoot job is. And we had to like basically run and pay with the work card to get like fucking jugs of water so we could have something to drink there. But how are you feeling after the great water crisis of 2023? Have you grown any other limbs? Any other appendages?
Well, I think the fact that I stayed at the South Philly Travel Lodge a couple times in my life has made me immune for most horrific oddities, like disease-wise. You know,
I would imagine.
You know, but the fucking Delaware River. I'm sure. Whatever was in there already was probably far worse than whatever they fucking dropped into it.
Welcome to the party, pal.
But it just took me back to like the beginning of the pandemic when like people went crazy for fucking toilet paper and
dude.
Like there was fucking water pirates, people buying up all the water and trying to sell them for $8 a case, and it's like fuck you. Let's go up with a fucking car and run over your fucking water. Like there was a guy in South Philly, he had like cases of water on the sidewalk in the street. Yeah, he's upselling them like a normal like $4 case of water. He's selling for $8. I'm like, fuck you.
There was so across the street from me is I'll leave it as an unnamed food store, convenience store.
Right.
Not Wawa. It's like a little mom and pop shop. And
don't you dare slander the Wawa.
No, we will not. We do not slander Wawa here. And surprisingly as well, you won't hear me slander Sheetz because I kind of have an affinity for the Pittsburgh thing. But anyway, I digress.
It's all work.
It's all the same. But
yeah,
this establishment, we walked in, me and one of my colleagues, we walked in to grab some water. And they were like, oh, that's going to be like, the gallons are going to be like, I think it was legit like $6 or $7 a gallon. I was like, I come here every fucking day. You know who I am from across the street. Like, you guys hook us up with shit all the time. I'm not paying these fucking prices for the water. And she ended up giving us like, the normal like $3 Philadelphia tax water. But
Jesus,
I was like, gee, like, no, come on. Like, you fucking kidding me? Like, you guys are gouging people here. There's a whole line of construction up on Market Street. And there, as I'm walking from the train, there's guys with bottles of water standing on the side of the road. Hey, you want this? You want this? I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Every grocery store around here was out of water. Every fucking like Wawa was out. The Giant up the road was out. It was crazy.
People just freaked the fuck out. And like me and Mrs. Meanie went to like ShopRite the couple days before. Normally we get like 3 cases. Like I joked around. I was like, let's get 8. And this is before like the news broke.
Yeah.
And we got 4. And then we were both like, fuck, we probably should have got 8 cases. But yeah, I'm keeping receipts of all the fucking people who fucking gouged. So when life goes back to normal, I will not fucking visit those establishments. But yeah, it's fucking crazy. Fucking crazy.
It's just not cool though, man. Like legit. Like I remember there was the toilet paper stuff at literally the beginning of the pandemic, and how gouging. I remember like seeing that stuff online and just feeling really grossed out by it. You know, not the fact that they didn't have toilet paper because we were wiping with rags for a little bit, but lots of good washcloths were lost between the months of fucking March and May 2020. But
it looked like the Shroud of Turin.
The Indianapolis Speedway. It was fucking nasty. But no, it's like, it's such a fucking fucked up thing. And I know we don't talk about politics or money or anything like that here, but it's just like, it's such a fucking indictment of the way that things work in this country and in this world. And it just fucks me up every time it happens.
You wipe your ass with the washcloth, and the washcloth looks like when you try to look at a lunar eclipse through a piece of cardboard. It's just single brown dot on the
fucking. Oh my God, dude, it's so bad.
Dude, your story of the unnamed establishment to try to jerk you off for the fucking $8 a gallon of water. There's a fucking place on Broad Street. I used to go to this gym on Sansom, and on the way back home, I would drive down Broad, and there was like a CVS on Broad Street, and I would go in there and I'd try to buy a gallon of water. Normally, I get like the ones they got on the shelf. It's like during the summer, they're like, "Oh no, we don't have any out. There's some in the fridge." So I went to go in the fridge, and they like charged more for refrigerated bottled water than unrefrigerated. I went, "Excuse me?" They're like, "Oh yeah, it's 50 cents more for the refrigerator." I'm like, "So you know what? I'll fucking go somewhere else. You're not getting my money because I know that's fucking bullshit."
It is. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm not going to pay. First of all, I pay enough in Philly tax here for this shit because you're upcharging it because I'm in the fucking city. And then you're going to charge me an extra $1.50 for a bottle of water that's cold? I'll put it on our fucking armpit. Like, give me a break. I'll throw it in the freezer and cold blast it. Yeah, prick.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're charging me after an extra 50 cents for something I'm going to leave out, and it's going to thaw out.
It's going to be in my car in 20 seconds, like, and I might leave it there.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Mother fucking people, man. That's why I hate people.
Yeah, I'd rather just, like, spend most of my time with myself, which, funny you mention that, Meanie, because now you can actually spend time with both of us.
Oh.
Because the official Brothers Gaddor Adam Wrestling Buddy has arrived. And all you watching right now on patreon.com/mindofthemeanie are seeing it live for the first time. They are here. I just received them, and I couldn't be more excited about this. This is the coolest fucking thing in the entire world. As a kid who grew up watching wrestling and having their old wrestling buddies, this is amazing. So the guys at Brothers Gaddor, shout out to them. Amazing group of people. They put this together. I would say this looks pretty close to me. Pretty fucking close, I'd say. It's got the nice beard, the nice nose line here, the matching old guy wrinkle here, which is really cool. I like that. Shout out to the guys at the 10th Ward Barbershop out there in Lawrenceville, right outside of Pittsburgh as well. They allowed me graciously to use their logo on my Wrestle Buddy here. It's got it on the back too as well. Got a shout out to the show here on my my right butt cheek, as well as my tattoo as well. Shortly, these will go up live on brothersgaddor.com, but you can actually pick these up on our Patreon page if you're a member of the Pod Squad. They're available now for you, so let us know and send a message. And on brothersgaddor.com, you will also get an opportunity to buy both of us together. So you can set us up as we're talking and as you're listening to us on Monday. and you can get them both. So I'm very excited about this. I wanted to talk about it at the top of the show because I've never had anything like this before. And it's just super cool, and I'm really excited, and I'm like hyped to be part of the team. I think the next one I'm going to pick up to make a part of our trio here is unquestionably Gigi Allen, because I feel like it's you, me, and Gigi. So reach out to me like, hey man, can you send me a Gigi? So my wife will be like, put that away. Like, I don't ever want to see that again.
It comes with you can buy the Gigi out. You can wipe your ass with the Gigi Allen dolls.
That's exactly what it's made for, right? It comes with the shitty underpants and the jock strap. You have your choice.
If only I had that in the beginning of the pandemic. We're out toilet paper. All right, give me the Gigi, buddy. Fucking force feeding Gigi up my ass. Just get in there. All right, Gigi, get in there. That's a boy.
There we go.
That's a boy.
Get that nice clawed hand up there. Get all the nice itchy spots for me.
A piercing. Oh, fuck.
Bite it, you scum. My God.
Oh, good.
Holy shit. I guess that's got to be the name of the episode. My favorite. You, me, and Gigi, right?
Yeah. My favorite Gigi Allen song is The Stop Button. That's why I used to say back in the day, I don't hate Gigi Allen, but like if there's a band I really wasn't into, I'd be like, oh yeah, I love that track by them called Stop Button. Because I turned it the fuck off.
Have you ever heard anything by Gigi before?
Oh, of course.
I was going to say, yeah.
I couldn't quote it.
No.
But
the only song I can name is Bite It, You Scum.
Yeah.
Because the CKY covered it a couple years ago. But that was like they would do that song live. And it was like, this is fucking trash. Like, this is trash garbage shit. Who would listen to this crap? But apparently a lot of people do. So, but yeah, I'm going to get the Gigi and I'll put them up on the shelf behind us here. And that way it'll be like a nice collage of the three of us while we record our show. But no, honestly, I couldn't be more thrilled.
You, me, and Gigi make three.
That's it. Oh my God, so good, dude. I'm gonna reach out to them after the show, be like, hey, how much for a Gigi? No, you can go, like I said, you can go right now to our Patreon page if you're watching this live. If not, sign up today and you can get one live, or you can get one right now from me directly. Just send us a message or hit me up on socials and I'll be happy to walk you through that process. And yeah, very excited. Thank you again to the guys at Brothers Gaddor. Go ahead and check them out. brothersgaddor.com. You can pick up. They have all kinds of guys up there. Bruce, or they have Buff Bagwell,
Demolition,
Jake the Snake Roberts. They have all kinds of super cool. A Gigi, lots of cool options there, and then also Meanie and Adam. You can get one of those, two of them together. So
I did an appearance up there, and they have a really cool art studio, and it's like it's this real beautiful area upstate New York. It's like they're like maybe an hour and a half from Montreal.
Oh no shit!
They're far up New York, but I went up there. It's fucking beautiful, just scenic, like something like right out of it. Like you could take like postcard photographs.
Wow!
Like right from their porch to like the lake. They're like right on the lake over there. So they're great people, great studio, great artwork.
I've been communicating with them a lot recently, and it's just they're just so kind. They're knowledgeable, and they really like the quality of these are really great. Like it's not like
absolutely,
it's not cheap, it's not poorly done. Like the stitch work is great. The color design on the outside of like the canvas here that they use is fantastic. And again, like the artwork, like the attention to detail to my face, like the fact that they got this here. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's really, really well. The Santa Claus one, I will say that the Santa Meanie is my favorite. That one, Sophie, my daughter, stole from me, so it now lives in her room. But that's the kids' favorite is the Santa Meanie. So
yeah, I got both of them on the lounge back here in Casa DeMeanie.
Yep. Yeah, the kids all jumped in the boxes and they're like, I want one, Dad, I want one. I was like, well, I'll keep one. And then, you guys can work towards it with your allowance and then you can have one for your room. So,
earn it.
It's, it's like I said, it's a dream come true to have something like this. And it's just, it's a fun project. It's something to say that I've done and, just happy to have him out here. But, I will say, Meanie, Blue, as friend of the show, Dave LaGreca has referred to you, and I will not ever stop referring to you because, as we know, it is your God-given name. Yes. It is. We are here. It is this weekend. And by the time you listen to this episode, we will have already found out what happened here. But
because we're always on time when it comes to the Mind of the Meanie.
We are timely, folks. But
yeah.
But here's the thing, though. If we did an episode about WrestleMania, we'd have to be up until Sunday night at 1:30 in the morning recording a fucking episode, and we'll both be like, well, yes, it's a fuck out, man.
That's why I admire those shows that are dedicated to doing post game fucking streams. It's like, man, that's a lot of dedication,
The only
I watch wrestling. I casually watch it, but I'm not up on all of it. My cable doesn't get Impact. I don't have Honor Club.
Yeah.
I watch AEW, I watch WWE, and whatever. But to be able to dedicate that much time to watch and then give an opinion on it, it's like, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of time and investment. It's added investment to an already incredibly busy life for both of us. We both have a lot of stuff that's going on outside of this. And it's a lot to dedicate to. I barely have enough time to watch AEW as it is, let alone keeping up on all the WWE stuff and NXT and, Ring of Honor makes it easy now because it's part of AEW, but Impact is just completely forgotten about at this point. And it's it's not that I dislike it. And I think there's a lot of great talent on all these companies. It's just, as in all things, I have to prioritize my life.
Yes.
So, and then again, with this show.
Especially you got kids. I am a kid. So I don't know.
My wife says I'm the fifth kid in the house here. So if that helps you, makes you feel any better. But it's true. It's I only have so much capital. Social capital, emotional capital, mental capital to expense on specific things. And I do. Like you said, I envy the people who have the opportunity and the time and the resources to be able to do this. If I did this kind of stuff for my everyday life, which I'm hoping to do at some point in my life, then yeah, sure, I'd be able to stay up and watch, fucking Impact at 3:00 in the morning on, whatever station it airs. But I don't have that time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the resources to do that. So, this show allows us to record in advance. And a lot of times, I would say 99% of our content is timely. The only time it isn't, honestly, is when we do review shows of upcoming pay-per-views. But, I thought it would be fun to maybe give our early predictions for this episode of the Mind of the Meanie and see how right we are when we return.
We'll give our WrestleMania postdictions.
Yes. Our post-dicks are coming up, guys.
Yeah, because, their podcast does that, right? We'll give you the predictions after the show, like geniuses.
Like smart guys, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's the ticket.
I'll just throw a couple matches at you here, and I want to kind of get an idea where you're at.
Here, I think I got a live one.
There you go.
Let's see. Hold on. Gotta stand up.
It sounds like you went like this with your hands through your,
And the self-whip continues where I sit right back down into it.
You just waft right back into it, and it's like, fuck, I did it again. No.
Soiled again.
Oh my God, it's amazing, dude. Hold on, I might have one too. Hold on, let me see. Courtney goes, what are you guys talking about? Oh man, that was bad. Courtney goes, what are you guys talking about? Farts.
Like they say in Family Guy, what's funnier than a fart? Another fart.
That's right. That's right, y'all. That's what you pay us for here when you listen to the show. That's why you pay us the big bucks here, is for the farts. No, I don't want to do a full review show here. I just want to do a couple of A couple of matches, couple of predictions, post dicks, and I just kind of want to get an idea where your head's out going into this. First one, I would say, I guess maybe not even post dicks, but just like ideas. Austin Theory, John Cena's opening up night one of WrestleMania. Post dick, where do you see this match landing? Who do you see going over in this match?
Oh, Austin Theory, I believe would. I mean, hold on, little cold brew kiss there.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Theory probably will be going over in that one just because Cena would be giving him the rub, and just from Cena's fucking schedule alone, I can't see how he wins a title and has to keep up appearances along with his already busy Hollywood schedule. So,
yeah,
Austin Theory, I would believe, would go over on that. Even though I have to say, Austin Theory, you can stop borrowing Jalen Hurts' new motto there. I had a purpose before people had opinions. He directly quoted. He borrowed a Jalen Hurts quote from Jalen Hurts post Super Bowl press conference. So, and you can stop with the now because there's already a tag team called the Now.
Right.
And they have it trademarked and they have a cease and desist letter. So
before you get your,
I'll have to say that, like,
indeed.
No, they have. I like. Look, I like Austin Theory, but there's a tag team out there called the Now. They've been the Now since 2015, or don't quote me on that. They're probably even longer. I don't want to show my stupidity, but yeah, the Now. They currently wrestle for Billy Corgan's NWA. They've been the Now forever. They have the trademark, and like he's got the stuff on his gear, and it's basically their logo. It's like, come on, man.
Yeesh.
I don't know. I try to keep quiet about, but like it you know, they're good kids, you know, and they're trying to make a name for themselves. And I know what it was like to be in ECW and watching our ECW concepts show up on WCW and WWE TV. It's like, oh, come on, man. You know, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But I like Austin Theory as a wrestler. I think he's a great talent. Yeah.
Meanie!
Yeah, cause.
What?
I have to interrupt the program real fast. This is a public service announcement.
Let's do it.
Our friends at Manscaped now have beard products and is even going further with the brand new Weed Whacker 2.0. Go ahead and tell the world the leaders in the below-the-waist grooming are traveling north of your South Pole with their revolutionary grooming products. The new Weed Whacker 2.0 and their new beard line confirms they have all the best tools in your hygiene toolbox. Time for you to upgrade your game by going to manscaped.com and using promo code MindMeanie for 20% off plus free shipping. And Meanie, I have to tell you, the Beard Hedger Pro Kit and the Weed Whacker 2.0 have helped me with my beard line. I feel like my face is looking a little chonky these days. I got my lines cut up real nice. I got everything blended really well together here, and it's really helped boost me. How has it helped you with your current mustachioed face?
Well, let me tell you, my friend, I am known for my beard, being the blue guy here. And, you know, Manscaped is doing a fantastic job. They've kept me looking good from the waist down for so long, but now from the neck up, I am looking great with this great beard trimmer.
And I'll tell you what, you have to meet the Beard Hedger Pro Kit is the ultimate package that makes it easier than ever to craft your signature look just like the Blue Meanie. Or if you want to look like me, you can. I wouldn't suggest that, but you could if you wanted to. It all starts with the cordless electric Beard Hedger. The Beard Hedger is tough on hair, but smooth on your face. leading to single stroke efficiency. That's what she said. That brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. Also what she said. Wow, they've really laid me up here, Meanie. This waterproof cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard. So no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. The Pro Kit also comes with 4 dermatologist-tested formulations for your post-trim care. This includes Manscaped's beard shampoo and conditioner, beard oil, and beard balm to moisturize, style, and shimmer your new beard. Plus, the kit has 3 free gifts: a beard brush, comb, and scissors. With a nice beard, your face is going to feel perfectly groomed, right, Meanie? Wrong! You need to keep an eye on those tough-to-trim ears and nose hairs, which we both know I stare at while I'm recording because I'm like, holy crap, I forgot to cut them today. But I won't forget any more, sir, with the brand new Weed Whacker 2.0, which offers improved blades and skin-safe technology with a no-tugging guarantee. It's never been so painless to mind your manholes. Now that you have your face looking great, you must try Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0 for the full groomed body experience. Your significant other will be delighted to see you covering all the bases, if you know what I mean. I know Courtney's excited to see Little John and the East Side Boys trimmed up very well. I'm sure Mrs. Meanie enjoys the views as well. Don't forget, go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping by using promo code MINDMeanie. That's 20% off plus free shipping by going to manscaped.com and use promo code MINDMeanie. Always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped, and as always, we thank them for sponsoring the program. Yeah, I feel like Theory's going to go over on this. I can't imagine that putting John Cena in this role feels a lot like what they did with Bray Wyatt in 2020. Like, the purpose of John at this point is to, like, kind of with Brock, right? Like, the purpose of having Brock in a position with Omos and Cena in a position with Austin Theory is to advance these guys, because they're going to obviously be the next part of the next generation of people coming in, right? It's a lot like the same thing with the main event, right? And we'll get to that too, but yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the way to go. Honestly, like, I feel like we could just talk about the really the bloodline matches here. The Usos, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. I don't see how this story ends with the Usos leaving WrestleMania with the championship belts.
Here's why I gotta say this, get this thought out of my head.
Oh, sure.
Because like there's this debate going on who should close out night one.
Oh, right, yeah.
Should it be the Charlotte match, or should it be the Bloodline Kevin Owens match? As much as I want to see the ladies close out night one, in my mind, post-diction, I have to say, post-dick, we definitely need to have the Bloodline close out night one. And regardless of who wins, right? Let's, for shits and giggles, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn win the tag belts. They're going off the air. The closing shot is them celebrating, and then a cut screen to Roman staring at the screen with Heyman over his shoulder with a concerned look, because is this night one of this assembling of the Bloodline?
Mm-hmm.
Now, say the Usos win and retain, same scenario. Usos celebrating, cut to a screen of Roman watching, celebrating, like, yeah, and kind of maybe getting a little overconfident for his match with Cody the next night.
Right.
Whatever happens, I want the Usos, Sammy, Kevin match to close out night one, because I want it to be like a cliffhanger going into night two.
Yeah.
And it sort of having an effect on the main event for night two, if you get what I'm saying.
I absolutely do, because I think, and again, that's kind of where I'm leading to. And I want to be clear on this as well, because I know there's a certain segment of folks who, you know, when it comes to these types of things, like, it should be the Royal Rumble winner closes out WrestleMania. And, like, typically, yes, like, that's the way it should be, or the way that they've established precedent. But in the same breath, the bloodline has been like a once in every 3 generation style of storyline inside of wrestling. I can't remember a time, me personally as a fan, where I have been this invested in a wrestling angle since probably the initial onset of the NWO. Like, and that's the truth. Like, and even back then, like, I was a mega fan at the time, right? I can't think of a time where I was as invested as I am right now. And I think the way that they've built both of these stories, the only way, especially if these guys are going to lose the belts, because I do think, and we'll just tie it in together as well, I do believe Cody's going to go over on Roman because I think that's the way it should go. And you can kind of piggyback on this or give your analysis after the thought. But like, what I think is the fact that the storyline with the bloodline as it is right now has really come to like a natural end. You're building towards these ends with the Usos and Kevin and Sammy, right? The Jay and Sammy storyline has run its course. Excuse me. You need to tie it up nicely in a bow and be done with it. That's the end, right? There's no moving forward at this point. Because for me, what's the upside of the Usos winning the match? There is no upside. There's no upside for them, but there's an upside for Kevin and Sammy, right? You can start the arc and have them come back from that. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with Roman. Roman's been so dominant on top for so long. What is the upside? And I said this to Raj Giri the other day on Twitter, and he tweeted it, and he said it's a perfect analogy. Cody losing this match at this moment in this period in his career, I feel like would be incredibly detrimental to his trajectory going forward. I feel like it would put him in a position where Lex Luger was in 1994. And I think if you're going to do it, you do it now because there is no upside for Roman winning this match. Okay, we're back in the same space that we were before. I don't give a shit about him going to 1,000 days. He's never going to beat Bruno's record. He's never going to beat Backlund's record or Hogan's record. Who cares? It doesn't matter about the records. The storyline is really what matters for me. Do you think that analysis that Raj and I were talking about as far as Cody becoming Lex Luger 1994 and 2023, do you think that's a fair assessment?
Oh, it's pretty much spot on because there was all this buildup for Lex going into SummerSlam versus Yoko, and for everything from a tour bus to going all across country and stuff like that, and they even did that fake thing where he came out with the belt. They tested it, to see how Lex looked with the belt and stuff like that. And, it recently came out in Hidden Gems or whatever it was. But, he won the match and they had this big celebration, but he didn't win the belt. And then, champion's advantage, Yoko stayed champion. You kind of definitely need to do something with Cody. Cody, I believe Cody should win the belt. Because, yes, he's an established superstar. And sometimes the wrestler makes the belt. Sometimes the belt makes the wrestler. But I don't think, I think Cody's already established. But I think to get him into that next level of, former WWE champion, down, when his career's all said and done, former, 2-time, 3-time, 4-time, former WWE champion Cody Rhodes. It needs to happen now, I believe, at this particular WrestleMania, especially coming back from the injury. Everything he left behind when he left WWE to go and go on his vision quest on the Indies, and then he started AEW, and then he had a pretty cush thing at AEW, and then decided, I need to go back. And he went back to WWE and, was one of the biggest surprises of the year at last year's WrestleMania, and then suffered that gruesome injury and showed gut and determination to still go, and went and got his surgery. And now that he's back, and they've been having these amazing promo battles, between him, Heyman, him and Reigns and stuff like that. It would be the perfect time. Your analogy between Lex and Yoko to Roman and Cody is pretty spot on.
And I think, as far as what you were saying with Cody, not just the fact these promo battles have been great, he went over on Solo Sikoa. He handed Solo his, if I'm, and someone can correct me because I may be wrong. Don't fact check me, bro. But that was a tieback.
Yes.
He handed Solo his very first pin, clean pin, on the main roster. Solo has been built as an unstoppable monster, the enforcer of the bloodline.
It reminds me of Taz.
He does. Thank you for saying that. He also reminds me of Taz.
In a good way, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just like, you know, I know Kurt Angle had check that out too. If you don't listen to the Kurt Angle podcast, it's a fantastic show. Friend of the show, Paul Bromwell and Kurt Angle do a great show over there. But there was news that just came out about, excuse me, you know, Taz's initial run in WWE. But anyway, Taz definitely is a great, like that is exactly who I thought about when I thought about Solo Sikoa, like early ECW Taz, when he was just getting hot, right? Yeah. But I, you know, Cody's time, it doesn't make any sense to me in my head. And that's the other thing, like somebody was saying online, it was like, oh, well, Cody needs to have more struggle. There needs to be more strife. There needs to be more this. There needs to be more that. What fucking more can you come up with? He came back last year at WrestleMania. This time last year, he came back, shocked the world, returned to WWE, had 3 of probably the best matches of the year. All 3 of them were candidates for best match of the year. And tears his fucking pec, and then he's out for 8 months. He wrestles in a Hell in a Cell match of all things with this torn pec, is out for 8 months, has to recuperate and put everything he had been working for on the sideline because of this injury. What possibly more could you be waiting for?
Right.
What other struggles does he need to go through? This is the moment. This is it right now. And I think if they balk at this moment in time, there's no coming back for Cody. There isn't. There's no, for me anyway, it's like, and again, I was there at these live crowds. We took the kids to the Trenton show a couple weeks ago. When I tell you this fucking place was on fire for Cody Rhodes, the entire stadium went fucking ballistic for the guy.
There's nothing worse there's nothing worse than you can do than have him lose at Mania and then the next month he went to that fast lane. You know, it's like,
it doesn't mean it. It doesn't, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything, man. It doesn't mean anything at Backlash. It doesn't mean anything at SummerSlam. Because he's beatable. He hasn't lost yet on the main roster. That loss should mean something. Gunther's first actual pin, because I don't think he's going to get pinned in this match if they give the belt to Sheamus. I think that's going to be between Drew and Sheamus. But his very first pin on the roster should mean something. It should mean something. It's part of the story. But again, and also too, like just because Roman loses the belts, that's the other part of this too, Blue. Just because Roman loses the belts doesn't mean the bloodline is over. It gives them another level to build back from. That's, you know, it gives them another unique angle of the story. They've been on top for so long. They got cocky. They got overconfident. And then boom, these guys come out of nowhere. This French Canadians and Dusty's kid come out of nowhere and they take everything from us.
Right.
The rebuild is going to be almost as good, if not better than the initial build, but you need a break. You need something to stop this for a while.
You need some kind of adversity.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, you know, Star Wars 1, and then Star Wars 2 is the heels, you know, uprising, and then you have, you know, Return of the Jedi and stuff like that. Eventually, you know, the top guys got to face some adversity, even though technically they are the heels, but, you know, they have to face some adversity to regroup and try to plot their revenge. You know, WWE's basically been, you know, for the most part, has been like a babyface company where the babyface has been champion. So it's been a while. It's surprising that like a heel's been champion this long, you know. But yeah, just it's just Roman's been dominating for a while now, and they've had like these subtle hints are there, you know, fractures within the bloodline with, you know, the teasing of the Usos split and stuff like that. And then like, you know, eventually they turn on Sammy again, and here we are with WrestleMania. But yeah, you need some legit disruption. for them to figure out who, where are we at as a faction.
Yeah.
Who's, and then figure out where to go on from there. But, Cody needs to win, I think.
I agree. I think, again, nothing else makes sense at this point. And I fear that they could definitely put, and then there's rumor and innuendo that Randy Orton may be showing up for some gaga in the main event. Like, you don't need any of that shit. Like, Randy Orton, if he was healthy and he hadn't been injured, would have definitely had a program with Roman Reigns. Because I feel like he was one of the last folks that didn't wrestle him for the title. But again, it's like that, now you have an opportunity to build Cody in the same way that Drew McIntyre was built by Randy Orton in their feud during the pandemic days, right? Drew got better as a champion because of the matches that he had with Randy. And I think that's the real way to go here, is to build and give Cody adversity. Because that's, have him lose to Randy. You're not better than me. You might be better than the tribal chief, but you'll never be better than me.
Yeah.
I'm the best legacy of all of us, right? That's a great story right there. And also, too, like, for me, I don't want to say that the bloodline is getting stale, because I don't think that it's getting stale, because I think every time I turn around, there's something new. But I also want to see additional talent come up to that level. There's only so many people that can be built while you have Roman as the top guy. Karrion Kross, great example, right? The dude's got fucking everything. Friend of the show, Karrion Kross.
Yes.
Dude's got everything. And I feel like he's in this weird holding pattern right now, because he's obviously Hunter's guy. He came back for a reason. And Hunter views him, which most people do, as like the next main event guy. Austin Theory, Gunther, all of these guys that are coming up. Chad Gable could be one of those people as well. All of these folks, Bronson Reed, all these folks that are coming back into the company or being established right now, there's only so far that they can go, because then eventually they'll meet the tribal chief and then they'll be knocked down. And then they'll meet, it's Cesaro, it's Daniel Bryan. You know what I mean? Like, there needs to be additional competition. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, the whole thing of WrestleMania, the whole, I don't know if it was, from this, meant to be this from the beginning, but WrestleMania has always been sort of like the season finale of WWE. Much like how the Super Bowl is the final game in the NFL. The next, show is supposed to be like the reboot. So this is where you tie up some storylines, tie up some loose ends, and the Monday Night Raw after Mania is where you can start to launch or rebuild or level up some of that undercard talent. Cody wins, and then I think Fastlane's pretty, no pun intended, happens pretty fast after Mania. So you got a couple weeks to build up for that. But, it's the perfect way to reboot. And like you said something about Randy Orton that popped in my head. Hopefully they're saving Randy for like the Raw after Monday. There's rumors that, Matt Riddle might be coming back for the Raw after Mania.
Right.
So to speak. And so, bring some of those talent that back, level up some of those talents. And, you got to make, level up and because they're already stars.
Right.
The way that WWE's built now is like, they're such a global company that, everybody on the card is a star, but just to edge them up a little bit higher in the rankings, so to speak.
So it's actually going to be Backlash is the next pay-per-view.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's going to be May 6th, so almost a month to the day after night 2 of WrestleMania. That one's the one that's going to be in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Cool.
And Bad Bunny's going to be there, which I fucking love Bad Bunny, dude. Like, talk about the gold standard for celebrity involvement. But anyway, I digress. You have a month between the two matches. That's enough time to build. I mean, Cody and Randy already have enough history there, right?
Yeah.
They could easily do that, right? There's even room, I feel like there's breathing room for a Cody and Bray Wyatt match. There's a room. I personally want to see Cody and Cross. That's the match that I want to see. I think, and Cody and Gunther after, the match they had in the Rumble. But like, Yeah, I just feel like it's just like you're just waiting, like this weird waiting period. But no, I think it's definitely time, to kind of adjust and change course and go from there. So I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be a great event. Like I'm really excited for it. But also one thing I wanted to ask you too before we wrap up this program for the night.
Yes.
CM Punk is back in the news, which I know you're surprised to hear, but
shocked.
That's shocking.
That's shocking, pal.
Got to get a critic reference in here somewhere.
That
wasn't the critic. That was Elf. But I got to find a way to work it in. But so CM Punk is back in the news, and apparently there was some commentary he made on Instagram regarding dear Uncle Dave about the reconciliation with AEW. So I'm trying to pull up the text here now for the CM Punk quote so I can read it to you on the air, and then we can pull it apart. He says, Blue, he says, sigh. I wasn't cleared to come back to wrestle yet. Then plan was to wrestle at the pay-per-view. I sat and listened to Moxley's Rocky 3 idea. I explained how I'd never seen a Rocky movie, and I'm going to just stop it there.
And add my own sigh. Have you not seen Rocky?
You're an adult man.
I'm not even saying you have to like Rocky, but have you not seen Rocky?
You've never watched Clubber Lang?
Dude.
What? Arguably probably one of the most
Phil.
Emotional moments in Rocky's franchise history?
Bro.
With the death of Mickey?
Yeah.
What?
For a guy who Punk's like always been like the ultimate underdog. And Rocky's the ultimate underdog story. If you watch Rocky 1, I mean, spoiler, he loses in the fucking first movie, that's what underdog, who cannot endear themselves to that?
I saw that. I was like, what do you mean what do you mean you've never watched a Rocky movie? What do you mean? You're CM fucking Punk.
Right.
You've never watched a Rocky movie? Okay,
Ever?
Extra large sigh.
I know, Phil's not hurting for money, but I will buy him the box set if he will promise me to watch it.
Phil, if that's okay, if I have Mr. Brooks, Mr. Punk, CM, C.
Yes.
I will ship you a copy of any Rocky movie you want to. Well, maybe except for 5. That was not great.
Dude, there's a marathon on what's that?
AMC.
No, that free streaming app.
What is it? It's not Tubi, is it?
No, keep going. Oh my God, Pluto TV.
That's it.
They're streaming all the Rocky movies for free.
You can find it there.
You can watch it on your phone.
And I thought the idea sucked, but the boss wanted to do it whatever.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
The idea probably didn't suck. It just might have been the context and the build.
Right. If you can see what I'm doing here, it went over his head because he didn't have the Clubber Lang context.
Right. Without context and without proper build.
Yeah.
Just to say, hey, let's do the Rocky thing. Cold turkey.
Right. Not
you
really,
gotta.
Yeah.
Right.
They should. And again, like, just if we're going to pull it apart here too, because I dig that. And that was like one of my biggest takeaways was like, okay, if I'm sure that idea could have been really cool and really well executed if they had built it properly. If Moxley, if CM Punk had come back and Moxley's the interim champion, Moxley beats the ever-loving dog shit out of him and is like, you're out of practice, you're not here, you're not there. Like you're not it anymore. And then Ace Steel and somebody else, like that would have been a great fucking storyline, man.
Right.
Tried and true. Anywho.
Yes.
He said he wouldn't lose to me. I'd never experienced someone refusing to lose to me. I just laughed. I asked Tony if this is what he wanted. He said yes. He's the boss, so I said okay, but I'd need to be cleared first. They kept saying it could just be a squash, so I didn't need to be cleared. I scoffed at that. My health is more important. Dave Meltzer is a liar. Jericho is a liar and a stooge. There were plans, but plans always change. But I'll never put a company above my health ever again. So
I had to pop for the Moxley refusing to work or refusing to lose to Punk, because I was like, how ironic that one of Bret Hart's biggest fans, CM Punk, finally had somebody do the Shawn Michaels "I'm not losing to you" to him.
yeah,
Because there's that story where you know Bret said he would have no problem putting over Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels was like, I appreciate that, but I'm not losing to you.
crazy.
Here we go. CM Punk, arguably one of Bret Hart's biggest fans, and now he finally has somebody saying, well, I'm refusing to lose to him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not cool. I'm sure to be in that situation, but just the connection between his fandom and Bret and them both going through that same thing right there in that moment.
Parallel lives right there.
Yeah.
So what do you think, man? Do you think, I'll just ask it to you straight here, ask you a straight question. Do you think there's any upside at this point to CM Punk going back to AEW after everything that's happened?
If there was, it certainly got botched by whatever this thing is. I'm sure maybe there were talks and stuff like that, but then, Dave puts out that report. And I read somewhere that he put out some kind of apology. I haven't looked into it.
Thank you for bringing that up, because that's where I was going to go with this. Dave Meltzer.
Okay. Please do.
If you're looking or listening
if that
to
is
this
your
show,
if that is your real name.
if that is your real name, sir, you're a fucking reporter. You are supposed to be looking at things as a journalist. Objectively. Thank you. Yes. You don't put apologies out for stories that you run. Your job is to fucking push and promote the news. Period. You're going to piss people off in journalism. What do you think, Matt and Nick are going to be pissed at you about running a story about CM Punk? That's the business, brother. That's what you do. Robert Costa would not issue an apology for a story because he's a journalist. Don Lemon wouldn't issue an apology. Keith Olbermann wouldn't issue an apology because they're journalists. That's what you do. You report the news as fact, objectively. It's insane the fact that you fucking put out an apology over a sourced news item that you put out, and it ruffled feathers. So fucking what?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to get on a soapbox about this. I promise this is Mind of the Meanie, not Mind of the Atom. But that's one of those things that drives me insane about journalism anymore in general. If you put something out, stand behind it. That's what you do. That's what people are paying you for. Sorry.
And to quote one of my favorite comedians and one of my favorite podcasts, Will Sasso on Dudesy, he does Hulk Hogan. To paraphrase him, and that's journalism, brother.
That's right. That's right. I was baffled, flummoxed by reading that report. I was like, you are gotta be ending for Brian Alvarez, for as much as toxicity comes out of that man's mouth. He had the fucking wherewithal to be like, don't involve me in this. I don't want to be a part of this.
Right.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Like, oh my God. Dave fucked this up, man, all the way around. There's no way.
Well, if he fucked up, at least own the fuck up and move forward. But I think he just says words. He just puts out words and puts out his opinions as facts. The shame is, he's a good historian, but he's put opinion out there into the ethos or whatever the fucking word is. And people read that and they take it as fact when if he's ever made a retraction, the retraction never gets as much headline as the initial story.
Right. Right. It's always back page shit.
Right. It's always in the fine print. Oh, we made a mistake. We retract this. But yeah. I don't hate Dave. he just continuously disappoints.
Yes, that's probably the best way to put it. It's like, it's not, I don't have any beef with these guys, right? Like, I really don't, because I don't know them. I don't know either of them. I don't have any beef with Dave. I'm not particularly thrilled about Brian, just because I have my own issues, about him. But, like, if this is what you guys do, great. But own it. Like, own what you do. Own the material that you put out. You're disappointing. Again, like I said, if you're a real journalist, if you're a real news person, and you're going to be in the know, you're going to piss people off. That's what we do here. That's what happens in journalism and in the news business. You're going to piss people off with your reporting. Your job is to report the facts as you have them. It is up to the reader and the ingester and the listener or the subscriber to take from those facts what they want to. Your job is not to editorialize. Your job is not to be friends with these people, because that's what it feels like. It's access journalism. That's what this is. You don't want to piss the young bucks off because you don't want to lose your access. That's not how this works, man.
You don't want them to rename the Meltzer driver.
Right. It's not how this works, man. There's so many issues with this on a integrity level, but I don't hate the guy because I've learned stuff from him, and his historical knowledge is vast. I think the only one that rivals it any more than him is Jim Cornette. But God, man, sorry. That has been bothering me, and I'm glad I got that off my chest because now I can move on. I didn't want that weighing on me on Sunday because we know it's the day of the Lord. But I don't see any upside, man, for Punk coming back at this point.
Nah.
It's a shame too.
They had it. I'm sure Punk wants to earn his money and come back and actually work for it. But they've done everything they can to ensure that he doesn't come back. And it's just so crazy just to think, Punk was done with WWE because he was disgusted with the environment and stuff like that. And AEW was supposed to be this new, fresh, upstart company that was going to correct all the wrongs that WWE supposedly did. And they lured Punk, one of the biggest gets in wrestling, a guy who was done with wrestling, and they talk him into come back. And now it's just like wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
He's had, at least, when he had his problem with WWE, he just kind of went away. He didn't lash out at a post-pay-per-view press conference with the owner sitting right next to him, sort of kind of agreeing with everything Punk said, Yeah,
because silence is agreement, pal.
Right. So, I can't imagine, it's just crazy how, they finally talked Punk into coming back, drew all monster ratings, and set all kind of merchandise records, set attendance records, and they fucked it up. They killed the golden goose.
Yeah, they did. I mean, that's ultimately what happened, is that they dropped the ball.
He was the ultimate get.
He was. There's no. I mean, even Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné. Now, you're never gonna It's almost like when everybody compares everything to the NWO, what they should be comparing to going forward is like how to return like CM Punk. How to become a draw like CM Punk. And you're never going to get you can't put the bottle back in.
Yeah.
And
you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. Because it's the first day, as you know, the first day with my new mouth. So lots of operational challenges, but no, you can't do it. You can't unring the bell, to use the Philadelphia term.
Right.
Once it's done, it's done.
Can't unring that John.
You can't unring that John. And it sucks because I feel like there could have been a great path forward for Punk here. And it's never going to happen. And now his reputation is tarnished. But what's not tarnished, surprisingly enough, is your microphone from all the farts you let into it. But
good Lord,
my goodness, I am surprised it's not the paint's not falling off of that blue cable. But I want to thank you for doing the program here today. We're going to skip Ask Meanie for this week because, for listeners, full Ask Meanie next week.
Yes, full ass
going on right away for next week. So we're gonna transition right into that episode for next week with all of your questions. So make sure you tweet us using the hashtag Ask Meanie. Meanie, I just farted so loudly into the chair I vibrated the floor, but.
You got woodpeckers over there? What's with all the sawdust, pal?
Man, it's lots of farts and it smells bad. But I want to know where people can follow you and find you on social media.
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I'm going to pour 40 out for my blue check mark this weekend. It was nice while it lasted, while it was free. You can follow me on all forms of social media at Blue Meanie, BWO. Support the Blue Meanie. Go to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. Get a bunch of different shirts and a bunch of different sizes and styles. Just put up the BWO ring theme cassette tape shirt, which I'm particularly proud of.
So sick, dude. Sick.
I popped that. That legit looks pretty much spot on of how my cassettes used to look when I handed them to the sound guy. So go to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. If you'd like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use coupon code MIND. Use coupon code MIND or use coupon code MEANIE. Save 10% with some of their stylish t-shirts over there at collarandelbowbrand.com. madcatbeardcare.com. Go over to madcatbeardcare.com and get the Blue Spruce beard oil and balm. Shout out to my boy Josh Thornton for doing an amazing job of taking care of the kitties. Every dime from madcatbeardcare.com goes to taking care of the kitties, the beautiful little cats. This Friday and Saturday, April 7th and 8th, I will journey out to Indianapolis, Indiana for the Squared Circle Expo. Again, in Indianapolis, Indiana. Myself and Nova will have our table there. Come say hello to the blue guys. We'll have a bunch of BWO merch, 8x10s, posters, whole bunch of fun swag. There's going to be so many people there. It's going to be a great time. Shout out to Ed and Heather who run this amazing event. Go to squaredcirclex.com. Again, that's April 7th and 8th, squaredcirclex.com. Figure Collections Bone Crushing Wrestlers Series 1 is available right now. Get the variants of myself, the Blue Meanie. All Series 1 can be ordered right now at figurescollection.com. There's a old school Blue Meanie with the white shirt. It says Blue Meanie, and there's a variant with the BWO shirt. Get them while they last. I heard the sales are pretty good going there over there at shop.figurecollections.com. Go get your Meanie figures now. Shout out to my boy Jim Nilsson over at glaciersofice.com. Jim made a 3 of 3 only handmade custom BWO Air Jordan 1 sneakers for Stevie, Nova, and myself. Each pair takes Jim about 50 hours per pair. Follow him on all forms of social media. Watch those videos and see those photos of those beautiful sneakers at GOI Kicks on all forms of social media. And lastly, cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, well wishes. Go to cameo.com/BWO and let's have some fun. Let's pick up some spirits. Let's make people laugh over at cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. First day with the new mouth as well. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you?
Well, I appreciate it, Meanie. Thank you for letting me know. You can find me on all forms of social media. You can find me on Instagram, which I just got a blue check mark on Instagram. So thank you, King Zuck. Appreciate you. And you can also find me, at least for now, on Twitter. I get this a lot. I subscribed to Twitter Blue before Elmo took over. and they forced me to upgrade in order to keep it because I share longer videos, and I canceled my membership. So my blue check mark may or may not be there, but honestly, I don't give a shit about it. It's not, that's who I am. All on social media, everywhere, on TikTok and Mastodon for right now, because I'm probably going to try to start using that more. This is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. You can also listen to my show, Foundation Radio, by going to foundationradio.net and get listen to all of my past episodes. Had a great conversation with Philadelphia native and editor of a great book, or author of a great book called The Cause for Cancel Culture, Mr. Ernest Owens. So you can go and check it out right now at foundationradio.net. Also, as we talked about on the show, Brothers Gaddor. Go and check them out right now. You can get your official first Adam Barnard Wrestle Buddy. It's soft, it's comfortable, and you can sleep on my beautiful face, or you can punch me, whatever you want to do, because I know there might be some people out there that want to do that. Go to Brothers Gaddor. Make a voodoo doll. What's that?
Make a voodoo doll.
That's right. Whatever you want to do, just don't throw it downstairs. I'd appreciate it. But brothersgaddor.com, you can go and pick one up right now and get your very first official Adam Barnard Wrestle Buddy. Shout out to the guys at 10th Ward Barbershop who allowed me to use their logo. Go to 10th Ward. That's 10th Ward. Barbershop.com. The best barbers in the Lawrenceville and Pittsburgh area. Tell them Goober sent you as well. The Feinberg Method. Go to thefeinbergmethod.com. Use promo code Goober and save up to 20% on your entire purchase. Not just physical wellness, but also mental wellness as well. Thefeinbergmethod.com. ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Pick up a shirt and help keep the lights on at Casa de Meanie and the Barnard home for wayward and troubled youth. Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. You can join the Pod Squad. Shout out also to our two brand new members of the Pod Squad, Nate Smythe and Machete Von Kill. Thank you for joining us.
Word.
We are so excited to have you here with us. Y'all keep the show moving and keep us here on the air as well. Shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring the program and the sponsors you heard at the beginning and the end of this program as well. You can listen to the show early and ad-free by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie for the Blue Meanie. I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie was recorded and produced by Adam Barnard and was engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional production and narration provided by Sam Krebs. Our executive producers are Josh Chernoff, Adam Barnard, and the Blue Meanie. Our opening theme is performed by the Swamp Candles. Our closing theme is performed by Chikara. The show contains original music produced by Enrichment. Get additional bonus content by becoming our patron on Patreon at patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Mind of the Meanie. This has been a Butts Carlton media production in conjunction with the MLW Radio Network. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.
The world of MLW Radio never stops.